Rightio, and okay, I think we're good. I think we are good and golden. Let me just put that there. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? All three of you fine gentlemen. How are you?
Fine, yeah, fine.
Good.
Yeah, we were waiting for someone else, but yeah.
Yeah. I think somebody else is meant to be here, but oh, I can hear myself. That's really horrible. Hang on. There we go. I was just hearing this horrible echo. Who the hell is in this call? It's just me. It's fine. It's just me. Yeah. So how are you guys going? We'll go around. We'll go around like my camera's mirrored, so we'll go
Yeah.
like that.
Probably Francesco.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm.
Yes.
For
You're there. You're not there.
We're probably touching now, yeah.
Like E.T., you got these two guys just like pointing.
Yeah.
David is below you. David is surely below. It's not on top of you.
Yes. Okay. So Francesco, how are you doing? That way. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. Thank you. I'm here at home, really quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my things. I study and watching movies.
You seen any good movies come out recently?
I don't know. Maybe Justice League. Maybe.
Oh, this is the one that's directed by Joss Whedon, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Max? How you doing? Down the.
Fine, yeah, fine. I was chilling today. I read some comic books. While listening to Junkie's soundtrack, Zack Snyder's Justice League soundtrack, and
Very nice.
made some tea. Yeah, it was good.
I was gonna say it's very calm day, very relaxing day.
Chill. Thankfully, nothing has happened yet. I'm worrying. After Monday, I'm fearing that every day might come out a news that, I don't know, Ansarnov announced that the fruit basket she received was, she didn't like it, and therefore she now doesn't want to restore the Snyderverse, stuff like that.
There's not enough apples in there, and it's just like, oh, you guys have pissed me off now. I'm
Only
done.
Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah.
I mean, that's an actual good joke, so I commend you on that one.
Yes.
We got a leaderboard here of good jokes. It's just this little whiteboard on the side that just says, "All right, I have to give Max one at last." But last but not least, directly beneath me, how are you, my good man? There we go. Oh. Just testing us with his control of time and technology.
How are you, David?
Sorry, I have some little problem with the connection, so I don't hear anything.
That's right.
Italian internet.
I was going to say, thankfully, like, you guys, because obviously you guys interviewed Zach a while back, and I'm just thankful, like, the internet connection didn't just die horribly when you were doing that. Like,
there was some issues with Davide. Like 5 minutes before we started, someone in his building started drilling, I think. So he was like, "No!" But yeah, thankfully it went away. Like,
I was gonna say that's like worst fear. Like, obviously when we had Zach on for like 20 minutes back in like December or whatever, and at that point, like, it's one thing if you guys are anticipating it, you're doing a pre-recorded thing, but like when you have no expectations that it's gonna happen, and all of a sudden you have to rearrange everything, and I'm not using like StreamYard is really great, right? Because obviously it's just someone joins the call, it just adds them to the overlay. It's very nice, but we're being a bit weird here and using Zoom, which obviously makes life very hard. I have to manually crop all of these windows of us. You can't just like select each person. So when another person joins, it's like and you can only see like Zach's arm.
When Zayn joined here, that he appeared behind, I think, Sean or so.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, hi.
Yeah, I have to. Is he here? Is he? Oh, well, hey!
Hello.
Wait, that's not Sean. There's no poster behind him. That's not Sean.
Not Avengers.
I'm in an unknown location, so I can't tell you where I am. But I'm here now. Sorry, guys. My apology. How are you doing, Francisco?
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me in this beautiful chat. Thank you.
Of course. This live stream is only for people who have talked to Zach.
This is a clout festival right here. You're
Yeah.
only the highest of the high right here.
5 minutes and we're going to be cancelled.
And we have David here as well. Is it? Am I saying it right? David is that it? Is he here as well? David is
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I can see you now. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There we go. Sorry, I just having to manually adjust the old crop. There we go. That's beautiful.
I was testing you, Lewis. I wanted to see how good you were by your channel overlays.
Okay. All right. Oh, fair enough. Well,
Yes.
thank you for the test. I got to be... basically, every episode of the Movie Bus, we see this every time. Every episode begins with some kind of audio mishap. Something goes wrong. It's either you can hear Sean twice, which, that's painful enough hearing him once, so you get to hear him twice. You got, the wrong overlay. I'm muted. It all goes horribly wrong. So...
One thing, the logo I sent you is not in transparent PNG.
No, it is not.
I'm a moron. I'm going to send you the transparent PNG.
Hey, well, it's nice. It stands out. It stands out. It's black. It's bold. It's like black suit. It stands out. Imagine if Superman's suit was transparent. It made no sense. So.
Well.
I'm glad that Max admitted that he was a moron. None of us had to.
Yeah. Next time I'm going to print it here.
Yeah,
I'm a moron. We should get one for the.
Change my name a second.
We should get some for the Warner Brothers executives as well.
In the next basket of fruit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's one thing to think about, to go way back to that point. Just imagining when that first letter writing campaign and all that stuff began. Imagine you're just some poor intern. You're making minimum wage. You don't really care about your job. And all of a sudden you got thousands of letters that you have to read through, all saying exactly the same thing. What a horrible time that must have been.
Yeah, but didn't we give her letters and stuff when she first got the job, and then she turns around and calls it toxic.
Yeah, it was I think one of the first statements she came out saying, it was really promising, and it was everyone's like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. Now it's I hate you and I hate you. Okay.
Yeah. But Cisco, how did you feel when that article came out from Ansernoff?
I don't know. There are a lot of things that don't seem right. The trailer, the interview of Anna Sarnoff. Why in 1 week? In 1 week after the release of the movie, I don't know why they do it. I think they are scared of this big success of the movie, and they can continue. And stop it now. Stop.
I see that in the comments there's the biggest Birds of Prey fan possible. So yeah, hi.
Hey, we got Fatma here as well, celebrating the Italians and the Irish and the British. Yes, it's a very diverse stream today. We are outnumbered by the Italians today. But, but I wanted to go back to something that Francesco said, it's kind of crazy, the idea of executives being frightened of an IP, of something that they own. It's this exists to make you money. This exists to... literally the only thing that we have to go off is ego as the only thing that's stopping things from going forward, right? So it's just it's just absolutely insane that they would. And I mean the other thing is that the interview was most probably done before the Snyder Cut came out, and it's well, why? Why would you do that interview in the first place? If you're trying to give Antonov the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, okay, she's just having a general interview about the Snyder Cut, it's yay, it's great that we got to do it. So it's well, why would you go out of your way to say bad things about it and say, no, we're done there, without really saying we're done, we're not going to do that stuff, we're going to do this stuff, we're going to do a multiverse, but without this stuff, because that makes sense apparently. It's why would you even do it? And then it's if you try and boil it down to its absolute simplest form. It's just a case of they don't want this to exist. It's like you could just admit. You don't even have to admit you were wrong. Just greenlight it, right? You don't have to come out and say sorry, you got it wrong. Just say yeah, all right. He could do sequels. Done. All right. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, all right, okay, we're cool.
She could have just said she could have said if it's financially possible, we might look to do that in the future.
Yeah, give them a scapegoat. Give them a reason to blame it on.
Comic books or TV shows. We'll see we'll look at the numbers for the movie. We'll see how it's financially possible, and maybe in some format we'll get to follow the story up. That would have been the best way. Then you wouldn't have had people that were completely angry. But David, how did you feel about the whole situation?
Well, I don't understand why do we have make this. I say this. The Zack Snyder Justice League is a success.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel.
Yeah.
They do the sequel.
Yeah,
The people want this.
Yeah.
It's so.
My personal opinion, I watched the trailer of the Suicide Squad. My opinion. I don't want this.
Well, as Kevin Feige would say, you're going to get it and you're going to love it.
Yeah. It's only this.
That's all you're getting. But yeah, I know a lot of fans are upset at the moment, but I suppose we should transition to the Suicide Squad trailer that came out the other day. I thought it was fine. It didn't blow me away. It didn't say I need to watch this film right now. I got excited because I like John Cena as an actor, as a character, so I'm interested to see him.
Is in the movie?
Aha, there it is. The John Cena joke. Tick it off the list.
Put it on the blackboard.
Yeah, there you go. He made one John Cena joke. There we go.
Well done, Max.
Well done, Max.
Thank you, Max. But the trailer looked fine to me. I'm interested. I'll watch it, but it wasn't that thing like Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer or the Batman trailer. I was like, I need to watch this film right now. But what was everyone's thoughts on the Suicide Squad trailer?
This is a risk. You got 4 people that you've directed that question towards, and everyone's like,
3, 2, 1, all together.
I just some old guy out my window is giving his opinion on Suicide Squad. I'm on a stream. Sorry, Lewis, you go first.
Yes. We'll go by geographical proximity to Sean. So whoever's closest to Sean can answer first. No, I mean, I was the same. Like, I wasn't like blown away by it. I wasn't. Same thing. I wasn't like, oh god, I need to see this now, but I was, my interest was piqued, and I thought, this is a really great cast. It's, it's a similar premise to the original. You have to do this, get your sentence reduced, or you'll die, etc. Chances are, because it's a big cast, there's going to be a lot of deaths. It looks pretty brutal. It looks pretty, pretty gory, and I'm like, okay, I am interested. I don't know if it's just every now and again you just get a trailer that's kind of like not like mind blowing, and I would say that was one of them. I'd say like, and I know I'm just gonna list things. I'd say, as you said before, Snyder Cut ones. I think the Robert Pattinson Batman trailer was one of them. One of like the best trailers I've ever seen, especially given how little footage they had shot for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I'm not particularly like, oh my god, I need to see this now, but I'm not like dissuaded by it, and I'm just happy that we getting some more content with a couple of these characters we love, like Harley Quinn, and glad that Amanda Waller's coming back. I'm glad that there's some continuity with David's Suicide Squad, and not just a complete this is a reboot. It's same Harley Quinn, same Waller, same Boomerang, same Flag. There's a lot being brought over. So yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested to say the least. It looks good. It does look good.
Yeah, absolutely. Francisco.
Oh yeah, one interesting thing is the rated R factor that liberate James Gunn of all fury and
yes,
and everything. But Snyderverse is another thing. Is on the top. But we also like it. We watch it. I don't say I want to watch it now, but good movie.
Is there a character you're looking forward to seeing?
The Big Shark.
Yeah.
Stallone.
Yeah.
Stallone.
Yeah, Stallone. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
I think like the most badass character from the actual trailer was voiced by Sylvester Stallone, so that's pretty cool. One of the best action stars.
And the wolf. the wolf,
The weasel.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. It looks weird.
yeah. And the brother of James Gunn, if I
Sean
Yeah.
Gunn.
Sean.
Yeah, he's pretty. Did any of you guys see the before and after where he's doing the mocap for Rocket? He's like on his knee, on his knees are just bent. I don't know how he's walking.
Yeah.
And then they turn it into visual effects, and there he is. And he's a raccoon. Like it's pretty amazing what they do.
The scene with Dave Bautista patting him on the head.
Yeah, he's just sat there in his
So
green suit. He's just like looking really uncomfortable.
Well, if Batista was patting any of us, we'd sit there very quietly and still.
You'd sit there and take it, but
You wouldn't question it. But Max, please no John Cena jokes, please. Or you will be thrown out of the
You
stream.
won't see them.
oh god, right. No, I'm not raising it from the leader, but from the chart now. I'm not giving you another one.
But Max, which character or which shot really struck you to say, I want to see this shot right now?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings on the trailer. I think that it was created to appeal to some kind of more jokey audience, even for the actual movie, because I think that the movie will have stakes, will have heart, will be a complete experience, not just dick jokes and poop jokes. But yeah, I think that I'll probably go to watch it mainly, if not only, but mainly for Capaldi, for the Thinker, because I love Capaldi. He's my favorite Doctor Who, and seeing him in this role, in this powerful villain role, I don't know. I think it might put it off. My only fear right now is that I don't know how this whole movie will work in a big way, because I don't understand if this is going to be Suicide Squad kind of sequel, because they said it's not, but they have the same characters with the same, visual looks, let's say. And also, is it a Birds of Prey sequel? Because in Birds of Prey, or is Birds of Prey a Suicide Squad sequel in a way? I have no idea what's. I think the whole problem I have with this movie is that WB is a mess, and having a movie like this that's trying to say this is the new way we're going to go, before the Flashpoint movie that's going to reboot everything, at least we think, and after 2 movies that probably won't be referenced. I'm just I hope it's going to be good, but at the same time I'm not holding my breath, let's say.
As you can see, everyone, we're the most optimistic DC fans in the world. We have complete faith in DC. But David, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with comic books or anything, but is there any characters from the comics that are in the Suicide Squad film with James Gunn that you're looking forward to seeing?
I think Capaldi, like Max, because I am a Doctor Who fan too, and
yes,
I love this actor. I think only for him, I just watched the movie. Only for him. Only for him.
Yes, but he was Doctor Who, and the Thinker. I don't know much about the character, but he can get out of a situation, so he's really smart. Is that what the character's about?
Yeah, he has mind powers. I don't know how they portray him in this movie, if he's going to be connected with Starro in some ways or not, but yeah, I'm kind of I think that the problem with this movie, for me at least, is that it has a lot of baggage because of WB and the stuff that has come out lately. I think that this trailer came out, without that article, people would enjoy it way more, because there's nothing to particularly hate about this trailer. It's just a bit disheartening in the whole DC situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think one of the other things that's quite interesting to think about is the the kind of the violence in it, the fact that, you know, King Shark rips a dude in half, and they're like, oh, but we can't have Steppenwolf cutting people in half in Justice League. You can't do that. But we want a really, you know, gory slow-mo shot where you see like a dude's rib cages and stuff. We don't mind that, right? But Zach, don't have Steppenwolf swinging axe and blood coming out of it. Like, it's like, what? Like, even the violence in Justice League, you know, Zach's Justice League is quite minimal compared to that shot alone. And it's like, it's one of those things that I think, like, I'm probably speaking for all of us that say, like, we love both, you know, we want to see both. Like, King Shark ripping a dude in half is badass as hell. Yeah. Steppenwolf chopping up Amazons and Atlanteans and Darkseid murdering people, like, that's great. Give us both. But why were you so like, no, you can't do that, but now you're like, all right, yeah, Suicide Squad, you can do that. I mean, whether it's different, you know, management or whatever, it's a bit of a sour taste in your mouth, right? You're just kind of like, well, you know, you tone down Steppenwolf's violence in Justice League just to then say that in Suicide Squad he could do this, and it's one of those kind of, I think it's, as Mike said, there's a bit of baggage to it. I think isolated, this film looks like fantastic, and it's got an amazing cast, and it just looks really good and really enjoyable, but like there is some weight behind it, and I kind of hope that there are some references to at least to David's Suicide Squad. I want to say that James Gunn replied to a tweet one day saying something like, I may be entirely wrong, but he said something like, we're gonna have I think he replied to a tweet saying, like, we're gonna make some reference to either like stuff from Zach's films or something like that. So I don't know. That remains to be seen, but I might be making that up.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem like it's a complete reboot. So we're using the same characters, kind of the same looks as well and stuff like that. So, and Amanda Waller seems the exact same. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's a complete reboot, but I don't think it's like a true sequel either. Maybe it's like a soft reboot. But yeah,
because you would have just called it Suicide Squad 2 then, wouldn't you?
I mean, I thought maybe with the Suicide Squad colon something else. Maybe
nothing.
But the one part I wanted to talk about was like, some people said the trailer was moved up because to get rid of the Snyder Cut hype. And that was the opposite, because Restore the Snyder Cut, or Restore the Snyderverse, trended way higher than any other DC news this week. Which was,
exactly. And the fact that we're going to have many other events in the next few weeks. I think, next week, there's going to be another event for Restore the Snyderverse. Then I think another, like the middle of April. I don't know which battle they're trying to fight right now, but it's a bit disheartening. I think that the best moment to be a DC fan was when DC Fandom happened, and we got, you know, all the trailers, all the hype, every director talking well about each other. I remember Zach and Matt Reeves. It was really a peaceful, uniting time, and now it just feels like, you know, there's fan that matter more and fan that matter a bit less, and it's not the best outcome.
It's annoying because see Michael Keaton talking about that he might not be in the Batman movie now. Maybe it's just to get more money, but still the Flash movie seems a bit of a mess. They recast Billy Crudup, Henry Allen, you know, so like it is annoying, and there is lots of rumors the last year or so that the Flash movie will reboot and maybe get rid of the entire Snyderverse, which is actually a big possibility because we know what the Walter Amada and those guys want. But
I wonder how that would go with Ezra though. Like I
don't know.
Like, does Ezra be able to say anything? Yeah, he seems really happy with this film, and he said nothing but good things. But like, would he really be happy with erasing everything like that?
I don't understand too, because the fact that clearly Muschietti wanted Ben and Ray to be on board with the movie, and the fact that he would be okay to, you know, say, I'm going to have these two kick-ass actors in the movie just to make sure they can die on screen and never be seen again. I mean, anything can happen, but it's strange, to say the least. I'm still kind of wondering how or why he didn't say anything to, you know, when the whole Ray Fisher situation happened. Because I don't know, it's surely stuff happened behind the scenes, but it's a mess. It's just a mess. Yeah.
David, how do you? What's your feeling towards the Flash movie? Do you think it's just going to be a good movie, or do you think they're going to try and reboot stuff?
I don't know, because read the news, the rumor. I don't know what they want to do. If it's want to reboot all, or only give a multiverse. Flash meet Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, and I don't know. I hope it's a good movie. I hope. But when I watch the first trailer, maybe I can give an opinion.
Yeah, I think
for now, I don't know. I'm with the future of DC. I don't know. They want they to do. I don't know the idea. No, we with Zach have an idea. He have 5 movie and the spin-off around, and now yes, Flash could be a good movie, but Italian bow. I don't know.
Because like Zack Snyder left in 2017, early 2017, and Walter Amada has had 4 years to make a universe, and he hasn't really made a universe, And Zack comes out with a movie that's 4 years old, and you already have a movie that sets up not only sequels to Zack Snyder's Justice League, but prequels, spin-offs, HBO Max shows, movies. In just one movie, Zack set up an entire universe, while we got Birds of Prey, Shazam, and those kind of movies, which are good standalone movies, but they're not huge buzz like Zack Snyder's Justice League is. But Francisco, like, what do you think? How do you think the Flash film will look? I don't necessarily think it's going to be a full reboot, but I think it could reboot elements of the world that they're trying to create.
Yeah, I think like you, because Warner Bros. don't see the biggest Kevin Feige in the work for him. Snyder have all planned, and I don't know why they throw away this big opportunity. And yes, multiverse reboot. I don't know, but I think that something I can said on the timeline. Yeah, maybe Affleck is the last role with the Batman suite. Maybe we don't know.
Yeah, like you put Ben Affleck in the movie, and after Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's huge buzz around the character. You put him into that movie, and that helps the box office big time. That could be the difference of the Flash making an extra 200 million at the box office if the box office is back working the way it should be. Because it's a huge star, and like for Ben Affleck, like maybe he might get a hunger again after Zack Snyder's Justice League, but he might only want to work with Zack. He might want to work with good people, but he's coming back, so he must have seen something in this script. But look, I'm looking forward to the Flash movie to see how it turns out. It could be a mess, but it could end up being a great movie. Andy Muschietti is not a terrible director, and I'm sure a lot of this stuff is out of his hands, and he's trying to create his own movie as well. I'm sure if he could have whoever he wanted in the movie, he would. But then there's also an internal battle with Warner Brothers and directors and actors. But we'll just have to see how it goes. But the next film that's coming out, I think in July, not the next one after Suicide Squad. I think July in 2022 is the Batman, which is its own standalone thing with Matt Reeves, and I love Matt Reeves as a director, the Planet of the Apes movies. Robert Pattinson, I think, is a brilliant actor, because since he's done Twilight, he's gone for more indie films, which I've all seen, and he has. Lighthouse is brilliant, yes. Incredible. And he's transformed into a great actor. But the Batman movie, I think, is in its own world, but we see pop-ups of Wonder Woman and Superman on set and stuff like that with costumes. Maybe they exist in that world, so it's going to be interesting. But David, the Batman movie with Matt Reeves, Robin Pattinson, what's your excitement for that? What's your excitement level?
I'm just curious, because Matt Reeves is a great director, and I'm curious to see Robert Pattinson like Bruce Wayne. he's a great and good actor. So I think he made a good job with the role. So, and I'm sure that I watch the movie.
Yes.
This new interaction of Batman, this new Batman.
Yeah, I don't like. I would love a Ben Affleck film, but I'll take Robin Pattinson.
I love Ben Affleck too.
Yeah, I think we all do.
It's a rule to get on the show is you have to like Ben Affleck, and
there's a checklist, and there was one where you don't make any John Cena jokes because Max failed that, so his application would be
Sorry, Sean, I didn't see it.
God.
Okay, Max.
It's the same joke.
You just got all three of you suspended now because of that.
How can I leave this call right now?
But Lewis, you hate Batman. What's your excitement for the Batman movie?
I do. I cannot stand him. No, I think I am beyond excited for the Batman. I think it's this. It's that kind of Batman vibe that we just haven't gotten from anything outside of maybe like the Arkham games. I think maybe like Arkham Asylum, like the first one, because they get kind of quite big in scale as they go on. But yeah, I think like that pure like noir detective driven, where maybe his combat is like a big scene here or a big scene there, but the rest of it is psychological. It's focused on him, working out what the Riddler is doing, etc. Like, I am really, really excited for it, and I think I've seen the fandom trailer hundreds of times. It's just, again, it's one of those things that, at least for me personally, and I know for probably everyone here, it's you're in the back of your mind thinking that this was Ben Affleck's originally, but who knows? After the Snyder Cut, anything is possible now. A HBO Max series or a HBO Max one-off film, that is definitely possible now. And I think if he had the opportunity and it was like, Ben, you can direct it, Zach can maybe be like an executive producer on it or something like that, I'm sure he would, unless of course there are other things that are stopping him, that a lot of the obstacles will be out of his way. If they said, no, we want this person to direct it, unless it was somebody he really trusts and likes, then I really don't think he'd do it. And you can't blame him, right? He went through a lot of shit recently. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm 100% optimistic that Ben will get something new to do, and at the very least we get to see him in the Flash, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, no, I'm very, very excited for the Batman, 100%. It looks very good. I can't wait for another trailer, because they finished shooting like a week ago, didn't they?
Yeah, they're done shooting, thank God, finally. But it's like with Ben Affleck, he says he's retired, but he's like a WWE wrestler or a wrestler. He's like, I'm retired, but they always have one more match. It could be maybe Ben Affleck, I'm retired, but I'll do the Snyder Cut, I'll come back for additional photography. I'm retired, okay, I'll do the Flash. I'm retired, okay, HBO Max series, okay, I'll do it. So hopefully that's the mentality that Ben Affleck has. Maybe his definition of retired is different, and we'll all embrace that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Batman, of course, as I said. But another aspect of it is it feels grounded, but it also has that action aspect that was missing from the Dark Knight trilogy, in my point of view. That shot where he's just beating down a thug was awesome in the trailer. But Max, the Batman, Robin Pattinson, will you watch it, or will you cry that Ben Affleck's not in it?
You can do both. You could do both. You cry all the way through.
It's so good.
A single tear that keeps on flowing for the whole 2 hours. But yeah, no, I am super hyped for this movie. The trailer looked great. Like, I am really loving the tone, the costumes, the actors. We haven't seen much, but yeah, Robert Pattinson is great, and I think that everyone is going to nail the role. I'm really, really curious about if this movie is going to make some kind of appearance in the Flash movie. Because, as of now, we know that Keaton is going to be quite possibly in the Flash movie, COVID permitting, and Ben Affleck is going to be in the movie. So maybe they're going to tease in with a cameo even Pattinson's Batman. Who knows? But I'm genuinely excited for this. I think that it's a bit of a shame that it's not in the in a bigger plan, like if this was a prequel for Ben Affleck's Batman, that Pattinson could have well been a younger Bruce Wayne, a younger Batfleck for the DCEU. But even besides that, I'm really hyped for this.
Yeah, so you have the DC universe, and everyone's trying to create their own universe. You got Black Adam and Shazam being the Shazam verse with The Rock. You've got the Snyderverse. You got the Walter Hamada-verse. Terrible name.
Yeah, it's.
You've got
the Jokerverse.
Yeah, the Todd Phillips world where he created their Batman as well. So you have Matt Reeves. He has the Batman. He has Gotham PD. There's talks of a Zoe Kravitz Catwoman show coming as well. He's his own universe. Yeah. It's just like everyone has their own universe now, and it's just like, do what you want. But
yeah, everyone besides Zack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Multiverse, any multiverse, but not Zack Snyder's multiverse.
I mean, I really do feel like that they had missed a really golden opportunity to have Patterson be the prequel to Affleck. I really think that. I mean, they look so similar, right? Just that alone is plausible enough. Even to just say like. Okay, all you'd have to do is just say, this is a prequel to Ben Affleck's Batman. That's it. You don't need to tease stuff that could possibly happen later in the DCU. You can still do your own. Yeah, you could still do your own isolated stories and just say, and then you're on everyone's good side. You have a new Batman, you have a new director, that you don't have to worry about any backlash from Snyder fans because they're like, okay, you're trying to, write Affleck out of the universe. You're trying to move on from what Zack was doing. And I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's frustrating, right? We're all just like, you were so close to just nailing it. But at the same point, that doesn't take anything away from what I'm sure will be a fantastic film. Hopefully a trilogy, because you can just tell that it's got trilogy written all over it.
Yeah.
So who knows? It looks fucking sick though. I'm very excited for
it. I loved because these. You're preaching the multiverse, like Ezra Miller showing up in The Flash. We got Jim Lee talking about the multiverse, and the first person to ever use the word multiverse in their movie was Zack Snyder with Steppenwolf and Heath Ledger. So Zack Snyder got there before them again and talked about multiverse. So even they can't justify their claims of saying we're doing a different multiverse. There was a multiverse.
Yeah, we got two multiverses now. All right, one multiverse is all encompassing of all this, and then this one other multiverse that just has Zack stuff. That is it. Like really.
But in the trailer for the Batman vs. Superman, what other character are you looking forward to seeing that's not Batman?
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Catwoman. Yeah.
I think she's gonna nail it. She,
But there is a lot, incredible list of Penguin. It's the who knows.
There could be more.
Yeah.
There could be more as well. We've got Paul Dano as the Riddler. We got Colin Farrell as the Penguin. You got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and talking maybe Two-Face might be a lawyer in it at some point or something. I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be another Joker for all we know. He's another Joker. But But DC they name so many projects. Like Satan is coming. You got Blue Beetle, Static Shock. Like they named so many projects. But like going back to 2015 when they named out their full slate, or 2016, none of those hardly any of those projects happened. So like. David, when they greenlit a movie, when they say X, Y, and Z is coming, do you believe Warner Brothers at this stage that it's actually going to happen?
That's your answer. It tells you something about the state of Warner Bros. Management, right? If that is a genuine reaction that a lot of us have, it's just no. I really don't think that this is going to happen. I mean, I hope that a lot of them do, though, like Zatanna and stuff like that. All the Blue Beetle, like hell yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
It's why I'm drinking.
Nobody's impressed. Nobody's impressed.
Yeah, I'm just I don't. I think that a lot of this is just public leverage to say, yeah, this is our plans. Don't think about that movie that just came out. Think about the Hourman movie that we're making, because Hourman is our top diamond character that everybody wants to see. Like it doesn't make sense. I'm happy that they're pushing characters like Zatanna, like Blue Beetle, I'm happy that they're going to give Superman more diverse interpretation as well. My only problem is that are they doing it because they believe in these projects, or because they believe that if they don't, they'll have to restore the Snyderverse and in some way put out stuff that they actually tried to bury in the first place. Because it's a trend for WB right now. They had Aquaman and they waited 3 years before going into production for the sequel.
They're doing a James Cameron on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they had Joker that was nominated for Best Picture. That won an Oscar, and they're not even talking anymore about sequels or spin-offs or stuff like that. And now they have Zack Snyder's Justice League that is breaking records everywhere, and they're just saying, yeah, we not even that, they said we don't care, let's talk about other stuff. It's bad business. It's just
and no figures, no official figures on how it did.
Really having those Samba TV, I think it was called, numbers, and the Crave and what's the other platform, the Binge, I don't know.
Yeah.
Binge.
The two platforms that said, yeah, it's the best movie ever. It broke all the records, but it's kind of weird that all the platforms that came out said that the movie broke records. The only one that hasn't spoken yet is the one that is
that should be talking.
They kind of have to say, yeah, it was groundbreaking, and when they say that, fans are going to ask, where's the sequels now?
Well, I mean, one of the crazy things is seeing all of these reviews that are saying DC finally has something to go toe to toe with Marvel against. And I'm, lots of people just want to watch a good fucking movie, whether it's DC, Marvel, or whatever. That's it. They just want to watch a good movie. So then, when you have critics coming out and it's a general consensus that this is what they should keep doing, and they should let there's a really great headline of Marvel does comic books, Zack does graphic novels, and it's like, yes. Okay, this is great. You have, DC, you have an identity now. You have something to roll forward with. Just 2 movies. That's all you have to do, right? And then you can do cinema. You can do whatever you want. You can release your Suicide Squad, your Black Adams, your Shazam sequels, your Aquaman sequels, whatever. But then, Zach, you just live on a streaming service, right? Warner Bros., it's literally out of your jurisdiction. You can't touch it, okay? Just let it exist, which it surprised me that nobody Warner Media or AT&T or whatever has just gone what the hell are you guys doing? Can you just hurry this up? This is making us a lot of money, and biggest Twitter trending event for any comic book movie ever, beating Endgame. How is it not someone like Jason? Oh yeah, it might be any movie. Yeah,
it's.
How is Jason Peele not just going guys, just hurry up? Just I don't care what you're doing. I'm your boss. Yeah. Just screen like this. I mean, I don't know.
Even James Gunn said today that he understands Snyder fans that want to see more Zack's movies. Even him, that he could have been pissed because some fans maybe tried to tweet under his tweet under the trailer and stuff like that. But even he said, they want to see more of his movies, and it's a fair ask. They like his movies. They want to see my movie and his movies because they don't contradict each other. It's like there should some kind of concept where 2 realities could coexist at the same time. In a universe, but
there's 3 and Max.
He's such wild gestures that he's damaging his internet connection, but he's good now. But no, the point you make is valid, though. It's this is the overwhelming majority of people want to see Zack stuff. Now that they've seen Justice League, the general audience is okay, I want to see more of Zack stuff. I also want to see this James Gunn film. There you go, problem solved. What's the hold up?
Yeah, and the thing is with Zack Snyder's Justice League is okay, if you're trying to get 2 in development or 3 in development, and they have to get contracts with Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, they won't tell us that's going on. That'll be all in the background. But at least come out and say, the numbers are pretty good and they're positive and they're happy with how the movie performed. And then we'll show the fan base, all right, cool, this was a success and it was pretty big. We all know it was a success. But I think the reason Zack Snyder's Justice League has done a lot better and is being received well is because finally it feels like the DCEU is the DCEU. It feels like there's a universe here.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's invested. Even if you didn't like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, you're invested into the story and invested into the characters because you've seen them go on a journey, and now you like the characters because they're the characters maybe you wanted them to be, the Batman and the Superman. But you followed them through their hard times, through their tough times, and now you're seeing them be happy, win, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing. I feel like I'm in a universe. But then when they go off and greenlit a Satana movie or a Blue Beetle movie, which I'm sure will be fine and good, you just don't feel that same sort of warmth towards them characters because they're not. If they were placed into this world, like Adam, like if they made an Adam movie, you'd feel invested because this guy was funny in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I remember this guy, But they finally have a universe, but now they're moving completely away from it, trying to reach a new fan base, which I think is a big risk because there's already a fan base here right now, and it's not just us guys. It's critics, it's bloggers, it's general audiences, and it's very annoying. But a lot of news came out this week for DC movies that I think was completely overshadowed by #Restore the Snyderverse, and that's bad management again. But for Black Adam, we have Pierce Brosnan, cast as Dr. Fate, another Irish actor. Us Irish people are great in comic book movies. Black Adam's going to be a success now. It's going to be the best movie ever. That's
2 billion easily.
Yeah, easy. But any of you guys read comic books? Want to tell us a little bit about Dr. Fate, Francisco or David, or do you know anything about that character?
I admit that I don't know about Black Adam. I don't know about this, but I'm curious. But like I already said, Snyder is another thing.
It's not Zack Snyder. I don't want it.
I don't want Black Adam, Blue Beetle. I want the sequel and the Batman. This I want, but why not?
There's a couple. Just to read a couple of things in the chat. We got. Since Zack Snyder's Justice League is widely more loved than BVS, the Restore the Snyderverse hashtag is going to be bigger than what the Release the Snyder campaign was, which is obviously Sean is very sad about that because it's not his hashtag. So
I'm sure we could change it. Release the Snyder Cut verse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's more catchy. Come on.
Brian is here. Hello. He says that Warner Bros. Want a broad, multi-demographic success like the MCU. They don't want a subset of fans. They don't want anything in comic book movies that could be considered a niche product. And also that Max's bandwidth wasn't wide enough for your Italian hand gestures. So, I mean, fair enough.
I'm sorry, it's in my DNA.
If he wants good internet, he's got to like sit on his hands for the whole thing, and then he'll come through just fine. But I mean, they have a niche, they just don't understand their niche. Yes, I think that's a really good way of putting it. They do not, but it's like it's crazy. Part of me thinks that there's a complete difference, as the line of BVS is a difference between ignorance and innocence. They're not the same. Like at some point, somebody in Warner Bros. Has just gone, whoa, like even let's give them the full benefit of the doubt and pretend they don't understand a thing that's going on, which really isn't the benefit of the doubt. That's kind of a very accurate representation of what's going on. But let's just say that they don't understand, right? It's like, how has not one person just like looked on Twitter and gone, whoa, that's a lot of interest. I don't think there's 1.5 million, Zack Snyder fans on Twitter who are just all tweeting this out. Like, there's got to be a reason. And you could just go onto like top tweets and you'd see critics and check marks and all this stuff, and people from all like sports players and and journalists and all these different people from all over the place. And it's like, you have an audience here. How do you not get what's going on? This is very drink.
I'm confident about the Black Adam because The Rock's involved, and he's a very good businessman. He's very organized. He will create his own universe. His 7 Books production company is they oversaw Shazam 1, they're overseeing Shazam 2 and Black Adam. So I think he's creating his own DC universe again. We got The Rock doing it.
He's easily the best way for Henry to come back, I think.
Exactly. Same agent. I think it's the best way as well. The Rock. Yeah. There's history there between the characters in the comic book, and I think The Rock would love the marketing campaign of The Rock v Superman. I think it's just gold for him as a WWE.
Oh god, yeah. Wrestler. But you imagine like Dwayne like having to like say I want Superman in Black Adam 2 or whatever, and then someone says no, and he goes, okay, well I'm going to the next layer of management. It's something like CEO has Dwayne Johnson at their office, like, why can I get Superman in my office? They're like, okay,
Yeah.
you can have him. Also, let's just restore the Snyderverse while you're here. And you're like, okay, all right, I'll leave you be. You know, like you're not going to say no to Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. But
Guys,
David, is
I'm
he your
sorry,
favorite Superman? Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can I go because I am my wife and my baby
Yes.
that have needed me.
Oh, okay. Other responsibilities, I see. All right.
I'm a father. So.
That's all right. Thank you very much for
Okay,
coming.
man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Ciao.
Alright.
Ciao.
But Max, are you familiar with Dr. Fate? Can you explain some of that character to us,
Yeah.
please?
I love Dr. Fate. He's one of my favorite, mystical characters in the DC lore. I literally just read. I read it today. Run. I don't think I have it right now close to me, but it's Justice League Odyssey. I think it's called in English. It's Cosmic Odyssey. Sorry, and it's a story that features Dr. Fate, and I think that character is one of the most interesting, mystical ones. I love the way he's probably one of the strongest, most powerful characters in the whole DC universe. Yet he's one of the most hidden ones. He doesn't, appears every time in every story, even in the runs of Young Justice, animated shows, stuff like that. He's not the wild card, but the character that when he appears is going to he's the game changer of the whole story. I'm really, really curious how they'll handle, and Pierce Brosnan is he an okay actor, let's say. He's one of the best, so I'm really, really interested. Black Adam is one of those projects I'm really interested in.
Well, that's a
I
good
hope
point.
he
Yeah.
can, manage to, through the Rock, handle the whole multiverse situation in a nice way, because I don't think that the Rock would allow them to say, Henry, as you were saying, Henry Cavill is not going to be in this movie, and you're gonna like it. He's probably going to say no. I'm waiting for Henry Cavill no matter what, and if you don't give me to shoot some scenes, I'm going to make a mess with a heads up. So hopefully the Rock will come in our help.
Yeah, well, he gives the fans what they want. Like, he knows that from his wrestling background,
Yeah.
from his movies he's made the last few years. Even Hobbs and Shaw, he had Ryan Reynolds in it, he had Kevin Hart in it. He knows what the audiences want, and I'm sure he knows that the audience love Henry Cavill as Superman. Also, his ex-wife is Henry Cavill's agent and his agent, The Rock. So I'm sure he'd help out there as well. It's all helping each other, the same production company. So
You're just staring at a pile of money at that point, aren't you?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill versus Dwayne Johnson. Like,
It's like
who doesn't
Joker
do
in
it?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Except hopefully they
want
don't
to
burn
send
it
a
all.
message.
Like, hopefully they take it all for themselves. But it's just,
So that's why I'm actually, I'd say I'm 100% confident. I think Henry Cavill has a future in the Shazam verse with Black Adam and Shazam. I think that's the best place at the moment. But
I agree.
Warner Bros is here. They're trying to shut the stream down.
Shazam 2 is coming. Fury of the Gods.
He sounds like he's having some kind of issue, like physical
He's
issue at
going
this
to
point.
Wasn't-
speed
no.
of force.
Can you hear me?
That's the issues.
There you go. I think you're right. There was some weird noises coming from me then, Sean. It was quite entertaining.
I don't know what was going on. I'm okay now.
No, it's weird. Just Warner Bros was here trying to target the stream and shut us down because we were saying something negative about them. But
Sorry, I'm sorry enough. I'm sorry. There's more fruit coming your way. But I was trying to say Shazam 2 is coming. Francisco, did you like the first Shazam, or are you looking forward to Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods?
Yeah, it's a good movie, yeah. But little disappointed for Henry Cavill cameo.
I'm
And,
sorry, but there's an announcement to make.
How come every time you're on the stream, Max, some breaking news breaks? Then you have Max breaking news.
I'm sorry, I have an announcement to make. Stop bullying! But yeah, besides that, I'm sorry. That's an old meme. I'm sorry. The Rock just wrote on Instagram, I think, that word on the street is that the Black Adam himself is making an announcement today. Let's see what he has in store, as the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Stay tuned. #Black Adam. He talked about himself in third person, so that's a bit concerning. But besides that, I think that we might get some announcements. Maybe Henry Cavill. We were talking about this, so
the chest of Henry Cavill in the final.
his chest without the. Maybe they're going to CGI his chest this time around.
Maybe we'll see like all of Henry Cavill, but we won't get to see his feet this time. that could be something.
Well, for the continuity with Shazam, it can only be his head. Like, that's all you see. It's just like, oh, I bought a friend, and it's just like Henry like
John
peering
was
over the
teasing
table.
some kind of Exodia Henry Cavill verse with his head in a movie, the chest in another, one arm, the other arm.
Yeah, and if you play them all at the same time, then you get Henry Cavill, his whole body.
That has to be the most disrespectful thing ever. Superman, he has to see where his mouth is absolutely messed up, and then he goes into Shazam and he has no head. It's like it's just complete disrespect to the character. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off at that. But look, there's 1,000,001 DC shows greenlit for the future on HBO Max, on theatrical, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be made, because they've promised us movies in the past. But all I know is that I'm looking forward to the Batman movie, Suicide Squad. I'm looking forward to all the DC movies. I want to watch them all. I want to enjoy them. I'm a DC fan, but I'd love for more of the Snyderverse to be expanded, because if you can expand all these different universes, why not the Snyder Cut when there is a demand for it? I don't see why not. But if there's, do you guys think, are you positive that there will be an expansion of the Snyderverse in some format?
I mean,
wants to go?
You think kind of has to be, right? It's like, if not for like ignoring ego and stuff like that, you look purely at HBO Max, you think purely financially, you think purely about that. It's a no-brainer. It's like the trailer was the most viewed trailer on HBO Max's YouTube channel. It's, as we've talked, to no end. It's breaking records all around the world. The only place that we don't have any like official info is just from Warner Media or Warner Bros. Being weird. But it's just like you now have a general audience that's injecting Zack Snyder content straight into their veins. It's like the tide has shifted. How do you not just do, okay, we'll do one thing. We'll say, let's try and get, I don't know, Ben Affleck and Joe Manganiello's show. We'll do that. We'll just get that done first, and then we'll use that as a test the water. At the very least, we've built, good support and good favor from the fans. At the very most, you have all these people going, whoa, that was amazing, I need more. And then they go, okay, people, it's not just a Justice League one-shot thing. There is continued support for this sort of stuff. Like, I don't know. It's I would go crazy if we don't hear any announcements, because it's not even from what I want at this point. It's just sense, just common sense at this point. It's like Netflix, here's this amazing show that just, it's the most popular show you've ever had. No, we're done. We're gonna move on to this. It's just like, you don't do that, So
yeah, and if this movie was a big success on Netflix wouldn't shut up about it. They'd be like, Zack Snyder's Justice League is number one.
Well, and as we've seen with the Army of the Dead stuff, even before the film released, they would have said, all right, TV show, we're doing this. We've given Zack like 400 million because we can, animated series. They would do the whole thing because they invest in their creators, and their artists. HBO Max is like, oh, we've actually got something huge on our hands now, and we have a potential to have a long-term story with this. Nah, like, I just don't see that happening. Like, come on.
If HBO Max want to be considered a big contender in the streaming wars, and you see Disney Plus put 200 million into WandaVision, you see Amazon put in, the budget's increased year to year with the Boys show, and you have HBO Max who finally have something to compete and catch up with Zack Snyder's Justice League or Deathstroke show or whatever you want to do in the Snyder world, and they won't take that opportunity. That's just bad business sense right there. And I don't think Jason Killar is a bad businessman. I think he's pretty smart. So I would like to think he's trying his best to try and get some expansion of this world, because he sees that not only is it money, but the fans want it, and I think that's important.
I think that's a really good point about. I think like if you wanted to do one thing to test the waters and see if there was continued support, or if it was just people wanted to see Justice League just to get it over and done with, a weird way to spend 4 hours of your time, but whatever. A Joe Manganiello Deathstroke series would be easily the best way to do it. You get, Joe's your only big star.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it'd be the cheapest thing that they could probably do. Just get Gareth Edwards in like you wanted to do it.
Script's
before.
already written as well.
Yeah, you have Joe Manganiello who really wants to do it, who has a big following on social media. I'm fairly sure his wife could retweet a couple of, or reshare a couple of trailers, and a lot of people will go to her account to see that. Like,
Yep.
in terms of like low input to output to high output, hell yeah, like a Deathstroke series would be great. And then say, oh, people love that, all right, Affleck, Manganiello, Deathstroke, let's go, let's do this. It's just, it would blow my mind, even if you're not going to do Justice League sequels because you think it might cost too much. Say, okay, we're going to do 2 series for the same price as like 1 movie or whatever, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
anything. Anyway, I'm gonna lose my mind if I keep going on about this, but
You guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. From a logical point of view, it's the most logic thing to do to, restore this universe in any way. Like they could say, I think the What's on HBO Max page saying, would you like to watch a Wonder Woman 1854 movie directed or produced by Zack Snyder? And even stuff like that, they could do, some kind of Justice League 2 and 3 in live action, as a series, maybe to profit more, stuff like that. And then spin-offs in an animated form, like that Wonder Woman stuff, or maybe live action stuff like the Deathstroke spin-off or the Batman, series movie, whatever it could be. I think it's just all goes down to, do they want to, can they lower their ego so much to admit that they were wrong and that it is profitable to do stuff like this? At the end of the day, that's the thing. But I hope that their bosses will go saying, yeah, it's not ego that directs here, it's money, and this movie made money, so we have to at least give the sequels. I could understand if they said, yeah, we're going to give the fans the sequels, but not all the spin-off and stuff, because spin-offs are something maybe that could come later, or seeing if the second movie attracts enough audience. But now I think the sequels would be, I thought that they would greenlight the sequels already, so yeah.
Yeah, I bet you the other, around the world, the streaming services looking at HBO Max, when are you going to greenlit more? Because over here in Russia, it was the number 1 thing viewed ever. In Brazil, it was 140% more engagement than Wonder Woman 84. Now TV in Ireland it actually did pretty well. I'm sure it was the same in the UK.
Top movie, I think it's the top movie on Now TV.
Yeah, Crave and
even here.
Yeah, Crave and Binge, and then in Italy as well. I bet you the other streaming services are like,
can we have some more, please? That's making us a lot of money.
Yeah,
pretty good. But Francisco, do you think there's future in the Snyderverse?
I hope. In a multiverse there is a lot of space.
Yeah,
a lot
of space. A lot of space.
And I think the HBO Max is the way. There is a platform that fight with other platforms. Disney Plus have his own show, Star Wars and Marvel. Netflix is the most watched platform, and why not? I don't know why don't do this.
Yeah, why not? That's how much more do you need? Because it's huge, and I don't understand. Is it just ego that's driving these people by saying no? Is Jason Killar on a fight of his own to try and get more of this greenlit, because he has to listen to all the Warner Bros. Executives talk about their own DC world they're trying to build, but he's like, okay, but Snyder's world was working pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm optimistic. I think we will get some sort of an expansion, whether it's a series with Deathstroke or a series with somebody. I don't know if we'll exactly get Justice League 2 and 3, but I think we'll get something in this world, and that's how positive I am, and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, it's as you say, as Francesco said, it's like, why not? Like, what is stopping you? Like, it's just like a final thing to say. I think the most kind of convincing argument I could stretch my brain to come up with, and I have to really try for this one, is that they would be saying, oh, if Zack's universe goes on HBO Max and everyone loves it, it's gonna, they're probably gonna be like, it's gonna lose interest in our movies and stuff like that. Like, nobody is saying that. Nobody is like, if you look on, you've got some sections of the Snyder Cut community who are, as we've seen in the last couple of days, complete fucking idiots and just commenting restore the Snyderverse on all the wrong places. It's like, okay, well, if you want the Snyderverse to end, that's how you do it. But it's you have this huge group of fans who just want DC stories, who just want good comic book movies, who just want this. Yeah, they really want the Snyderverse stuff, but the overwhelming majority of people in this community are not saying, I don't want to see that James Gunn film, I don't want to see Zatanna, I don't want to see Blue Beetle. I want to see it all. Why can't we all have it together? I mean,
they're being disrespectful to their talent again, because back a few years ago, disrespectful to David Ayer, to Zack Snyder. Now they're disrespectful to Zack Snyder again, because they didn't even give the Snyder Cut time to breathe. They made announcement after announcement, and by making those announcements, you're being disrespectful to the Black Adam scenario, the Shazam scenario, the Zatanna scenario, which should have been a big thing that was talking about that day. With Bell, an Oscar-nominated director, coming in to write a superhero female film, that should have been the talk of the day. Then Aaron Sarnoff comes out with an article. It's just disrespectful towards your talent again. So, of course, all the stuff with Ray Fisher going on as well. Billy Crudup has to jump out because he's been waiting so long for this movie to start production after years, and now it's supposed to go in next week. Michael Keaton doesn't know if he's going to do it because there's talk of his role being cut down a little bit as well. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, but I just think they're being very disrespectful again to their talent. And Marvel, you never really hear any problems. And I think he's pretty good at. He's pretty good, even though if there's a recasting, it just happens. Nobody makes a big deal of it. There's a recasting. Nobody comes out and says bullshit or anything, because the universe is good, and everyone's invested into the story and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think Becca's Designs was saying the movie shut up a lot of people toxic here in Brazil. But I think Warner Brothers thought that this movie wasn't going to do well. That's why they're like crazy throwing things at us, because they saw how wrong they were. Exactly. They were on about the Joker, they were on about Justice League in 2017, and they were on about the Snyder Cut.
But it's become a game now. Like, we learned from the Ray Fisher situations, anytime he came out and made a big statement, it was like, okay, Warner Bros. Is going to do something now. Now it's like, oh, Snyder Cut comes out, and as Sean gave us the run through. We had the Flash recasting announcement, we've got this, the Suicide Squad trailer that drops, we've got this, we've got that, and it's like, it very well may be that things like the Suicide Squad trailer, is always going to come out that day. Fair enough. But, I mean, you kind of knew that the Snyder Cut was going to drop when it was going to drop. It's not that you shouldn't be announcing this stuff like recasts and dropping trailers, because this is stuff people are interested in. It's maybe you could pace it a little bit, because if you stretched out these announcements, you could have people talking, you could have DC right at the forefront of the conversation for weeks on end. If you just pace this stuff, I mean, like, obviously things will get out and whatnot, but if you say, okay, we have the Snyder Cut, we're gonna give that a week at the very least, just to like sit and breathe and let everyone go crazy about it, and then say, "Oh, hey, people, you like DC stuff? Here's a new trailer for one of our biggest movies coming up." And then, hey, we've got this and we've got this and we've got this, and oh yeah, this movie did really well. Like all an executive would have to do is say, Justice League is doing fantastically well. It's exceeding our expectations, or just something general that doesn't commit you to saying you have to greenlight something. And all of a sudden, you whip people up into a frenzy, and then like, okay, I want this, and it boggles the mind. Like, Brian puts it best. Disney have problems too, don't doubt it. They just deal with them internally better. It's like, I mean, I guess at the same point, it's kind of a blessing that a lot of the stuff is public, like the Ray Fisher situation, because you think if that was behind closed doors, maybe not as much progress would have been made. But
if they handled it when it's happened, this whole thing wouldn't have blow up as it does like now. If they didn't make that mess with the Justice League, situation. But
exactly.
Guys, but, I'm sorry, but I am being summoned from.
We're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. Yeah. Sean, you can.
If we're wrapping up, waiting for the wrap up.
He's gonna take like 20 minutes to end the show now, just so you can.
So here's I got a speech. So for the end of each show,
Oh, right,
we
yeah.
have to have a speech. First, I want to thank Mikey. And there was too many John Cena jokes on it for me to read. So no, I want to thank you. I want to thank Francisco, David, of course, at the goal because he's got bigger responsibilities than any of us, as a child. And Max, the two of you guys, brilliant. I loved your interview with Harry Lennox. I loved your interview with Zack Snyder. Awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to more as well in the future. And
yeah, I think they've got they're gonna interview two guys from the movie buffs, whatever that is. I'm sure it's their biggest project.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to check
Ready
that
for the
out.
hard questions.
But thank you guys. We'll wrap it up there now. Thanks everyone for watching and commenting. And appreciate it. Good stuff. See you guys.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry for the English.
It's okay.
It's not so good. But I'm